Meet you up. Okay, our first tutorial today, first class, we're going to work on the difference between defensive and offensive kicks and what way our feet move, where we have to defend ourselves going backwards from someone attacking with a defensive kick in different ways, and also what way to move for offensive kicks to have the best chance of either scoring a point in competition or getting a defensive or an offensive kick in a street situation. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up. So just very gently on the toes, running it out, right in the arms. Very gentle warm up, then we'll stretch, then we get working. Okay, don't forget after this, come on, we got 2 more tutorials on after this. Did you finish the log out of this one? And back on the next 2 will come up one after the other. And if you're watching on later on our YouTube channel, Loosen Up the Arms, you can go through all the tutorial videos on YouTube and jump across from one to another till you all feet on. Okay, swinging them back. Into jumping jacks, open out. To the front, that's it. And punch it out. Let the arms punch. Side to side, that's it. Okay, pull the knee up. Hand up high, pull down as the knee comes up. Get the knee right up. And that's it, bring the heels up, swing the arms out. Get your heels up as high as you can behind you. Swing the arms. Roll out the shoulders. And back. Good stuff, shake out the hands. Right foot forward and kick on the right. Kick him out. Change to the left. That's it, knees up in front. And that's it out. Slow it down. And we come to a stop. Okay. As always, we start with our hamstrings, back of the legs, 1 foot forward, other foot back, sit back as if you're sitting down on your back leg, knee back, chin towards the knee. Roll it up, change, let's go down the other side, drop it down, push into it. Keep that back leg bent and the leg in front that you're stretching, keep that straight, push the knee back, don't bend it. Bring it up, down center. That's it, push them legs right back. Pushing your chest towards your big toes. Okay, let's step the feet out wide, feet forward, knees straight. Remember, if you have a line on the floor to work from, if it's a tile or a floorboard or a belt or something, feet, knees and hips all above the same line. Don't have your hips forward or too far back. Nice straight line. We want to feel the stretch from the inside of the knee up the inside to the groin. Okay. That's it, push it out a bit more. Okay, let's bring it in halfway. We stop, go down the left side. Keep the knee straight, don't bend your knee. Knee is straight, just turn your body and try and get your head down towards your knee. Turn opposite side. Let's bring it back in. Walk the feet in. Bend the knees, roll it up. Let's lie down on the back. Okay. Put your left leg out straight. Pull your right knee up. Knee and ankle. Pull that knee right up towards your chest. That's it, good work. And change legs. Get her knee up, her ankle up. Pull her right up. Feel that stretch down your backside from your hip all the way down your backside in your glute muscles. And up we come. Loosen the hips. Back the other way. You know, we stretch a lot of the same stretches. It's important to keep your muscles loose and flexible. They're like elastics, don't let it get tight, so stretch as much as you can. Grab that left leg, stretching up. And with this, at the start, we stretch our hamstrings with the back of the legs. Then we stretch our groin up between the legs. Then we stretch our glutes in our backside. Now we're on our quads, which is the front of the legs. And we'll finish up with our calves, the lower legs. And always try, if you can, a couple of minutes a day, stretch as much as you can. Change legs. Because as older people will tell you, as you get older, the muscles get tighter and you lose flexibility. And it gets harder and harder to get those kicks higher. Stretches wide as time goes on. So if you're one of our younger members, stretch as much as you can. Bring it down. Okay, turn the side onto the camera for you. Leave our right heel on the ground, hands on the floor. Push your heel down, cross your other foot just behind it, and you're trying to squash something under your heel. Okay. You push your hips back, we'll stretch higher up the top here. If we push our hips forward, we stretch lower down. Be careful, make sure you stretch both. Okay, change feet. Left heel down. Big stretch. Let's bring the hips forward. Keep that heel on the floor. Hips back. Now both feet side by side, push the heels on the floor. I always say, imagine bar soap or something slippery, fish, whatever, under your heels, you're trying to stop it from escaping. You got to push down into the floor. slowly. Okay, feet together, going into our stance now. Ready? Height, us. Guard up. Let's loosen that leg to the outside. Each. Don't drop the hands. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Back to the inside. Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Straight leg. Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. You know what I'm saying? To the outside. Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Back to the inside. Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Straight up. Each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what we said were offensive and defensive kicks. Offense, we're on the attack. Defense, we're defending. And a little bit about where our feet go and what way to kick. Okay, we'll start first of all with our defensive kick. So we're defending against an attacker. And we're going to work on our first two kicks today is the defensive straight kick and the defensive roundhouse. Okay. Now, with most defensive kicks, we got to remember our attacker is coming towards us. We haven't had time to get to the side. Either way, we've been forced backwards. And naturally, you guys find when you spar here on the floor, someone attacks, your instinct, your natural reaction is move back, move back, move back. That's why we try and train you to move different directions. However, let's presume we can only move backwards. So there's a guy coming towards me, I want to move back. And my first defensive kick is that knee up, kick out and back down. Now, it seems very simple. However, sometimes it's very easy to get confused as to which foot you actually kick in. And someone defends, they come back and they all the time coming up to this and they're going forward into their attacker instead of dropping back, snap and down. So, the first thing you've got to learn on a defensive kick is your weight or your load bearing goes onto your back leg, meaning the leg that's furthest away from your attacker. Okay, as you can see, if you're coming towards me, I take a little step back. And it's almost like our T-stance or cat stance move that we've covered in a couple of our tutorials before this, and you'll see more of today when we're doing your techniques for one of the punches on the third video today. Okay, with our T stance, we just bring the camera down a bit, our cat stance, we learn to move to the side. It's a little side step and slide, okay? If we're stepping back with a T stance, step and like so. Our cat stance, on the opposite leg, that steps back, this pulls. As you can see, as I step back, as I lean back, I'm now standing on the leg that stepped back. And that's the foundation, the starting point for your defensive kick. You've got to come back slightly and let your weight back onto your back leg. Not come back and then kick all the way through with the leg you just step back on. You've got to come back, knee comes up, protect the body, and then we kick. So we're going to start first of all with our defensive straight kick. Okay. Also nicknamed in some places the rhino stopper, because if it's done correctly, it's boom, it's very solid. Okay, so I'm on your side on here a few times, then we're going to get bob. If you have somebody working with you at home on this, when you're practicing this, get them just before you kick to step towards you. Okay, and put a cushion in front of them, step that they can kick into the cushion, not at the guts of the groin or the leg. Okay, remember, you got an attacker coming towards you, and next while you stick out a kick going that way. One is going this way, one is going this way, boom. It's going to be a strong force stopping. They're expecting to go back all the way, but instead we want to drive forward with a kick. Now, There's nothing to say you can't come back and then go with a long kick, but it takes more time. And you're changing your balance twice. We're back to here, and then we're changing, shift. Our hip goes back, and then it goes forward. So with our defensive kick, we're going to drop back, knee up, and kick. So it's a step, like so. Step, kick, and back. So let's try that 5 times. Okay, right leg steps back, knee up. And when you lift the knee tight up. Yesterday we covered hugging that knee in on our blade kick. Step back, snap it out, and down. Back. All our weight is on the leg that steps back. Let's go 5 times. Ready? Each, and back down. Each time step back. Knee, and back down. Sun, back down. Sheet, back down. And go. Kick is on my son. Opposite stance. And step back. Other leg comes up. Ready? We're still in a little diagonal fighting stance. I'm going to step back. Each, and back down. Knee, back. Sun, and back. Sheet, and back. Go, and back. Easy enough. Now, what can happen here a lot is people step back and they turn on the end with this. A kind of a half diagonal roundhouse. When we come back, drop back, knee is up, the leg goes out straight and back in. So a straight line from your hip to your knee points forward. Okay, it doesn't turn, it's forward. So let's drop back, and back. So let's bring Bob into this one. And we can imagine that he's attacking me. So from here, a little bit close, Bob. We drop back, back in and down. Now, that can be to a shin, be to a knee, it can be to a groin. Me personally, I like to knock the wind out of sails and catch them in the guts. And if you get someone that's particularly aggressive in a sparring and they keep charging forward, catch them, boom, and you pull your toes back and you kick either with your heel or the ball of your foot under your big toe. So let's go. 3 on each side this time. With a cushion, someone stepping in towards you. Each, knee, see a step back. Sun, sheet, that was 4, because I'm a son. Can't count today. Each, knee, sun, sheet, good. So that's our defensive straight kick. You got to step back, knee comes up, and the leg goes out and down. Okay? Now, we spoke a moment ago about what happens if you happen to turn sideways. And we've got our defensive roundhouse, which we'll work on next. Not a huge difference on this one. The main difference is we turn our body, instead of coming up here and out, as we step back, we come and sideways. We lean over more, and instead of just something straight back, this foot's going to turn to the side. Okay? So as it comes in, and it's a nice one for kicking low to the legs. Okay, the more you lean over, the more height you'll get. It's a short, it's not that big long knee up that we learn here. Turn, that's used for our offensive or attacking roundhouse. This is defense. So he's coming towards us. We get our right foot forward. We step back. We can either kick straight, or if you've got too much of a guard over, we come around. We step back, and back. We step back, and back. So let's try that. Left foot is forward, and again, this is where we get slightly confused. We step back, and our left foot turns, and we still kick. Okay, let's go for 4 one side, 4 the other side, then we'll try it with a cushion, or in my case, Bob. Ready? Step back, turn your body, lift up, flick it out, back in, step it down. It's all off the foot that's closest the defensive foot. Your back leg is your balance or standing leg, your front leg is the defensive leg. Ready? Each, ice. And back down. Knee, ice. Sun, ice. Sheet, ice. Thumbs up. Off the side, each, ice. And back. Knee, step, kick, back down. Sun, ice. Sheet, ice. Go, ice. Do more on one side there. Okay, so with an attacker, just bring it a bit closer in. Again, last time I stepped back here, I went straight through. This time as I step back, I come around. And that's nice, you go under the ribs, kick lower on the thigh. Okay, most competitions won't allow leg contact, but it's nice to know in case there is in certain competitions, or if you need to kick someone hard in the thigh, to defend yourself, boom, and run away. Happy days, that's the way to get away. Dead in the leg. Okay, put one foot in front. Remember, in close, we step back, lift, and then kick. Ready, each, ice, and back. Knee, ice, and back. Sun, ice, and sheet, ice. Thumbs up, opposite leg. Each, ice, and back. Knee, ice. Sun, ice. Sheet, ice. And that's our defensive short roundhouse. Okay, now let's go on to offensive. But we're going to work the offensive front kick, attacking kick. We've all learned our offensive long kick coming through. Boom. And our offensive roundhouse coming through. That big long kick. Sometimes, if your opponent is very fast or got good reaction, they see that long kick coming. So you want to surprise them with a short kick. And on this tutorial, we'll work on just one on a straight kick, and then we're going to take it into the side kick or blade kick, which we worked on yesterday's tutorials. If you haven't seen it, go back onto the YouTube channel or the Facebook group and find blade kick, stroke, side kick. Okay, tutorial. Our front kick. Okay, we're sparring. The attacker's expecting this long kick through. Okay, if we're defending, we've learned to come back, lift that knee and kick. We do exactly the same here. Our weight comes to our back leg and we lift, but as we do, it's like a jump forward. So from here, and over he goes. Okay, in Thai boxing and kickboxing, this is known as the teep, T-E-E-P. Okay, you gotta use the knee comes up and you spring forward. A good exercise to try this one is to lift your knee and hop forward. Lift your knee, hop forward. Then you gotta get used to lift your knee, lengthen the leg, and hop forward. That's the basic behind it. Okay, so get that cushion in front. We're gonna do 2 slower and 2 quicker. Remember, we break it down. We're standing fighting. One knee is close, or one foot's close to your partner. Let the weight step back. Lift the knee and push. Here's the first one. Please don't knock your partner over. Okay? And with this, you're pushing your hip through. Second one, lift and push. Good. Now, let's do it with a bit of speed. If you someone hold this cushion, be careful. If you catch them hard, you're going to send them flying. So please be careful of anything behind you. We're on the toes. Lift. Ice. Over Bob goes. We've got to bring him back up. And 2. Hey. Pull that one kick back a bit. Switch legs. Let's go slowly. Ready? Lift. And push through. 1. There we go. Okay. Foot's in front. Make sure it's that front leg, the one that's closest. It's very easy to start kicking the back leg. It's the front offensive kick. Okay, 2, lift the knee. We're on that back foot and push through. Good. Now let's try a bit more speed. Each, right. Good. And knee, right. Good stuff. That's our front offensive kick. Now, yesterday on our tutorials, we dealt a little bit with our blade kick or side kick, and we use it to attack as an offensive kick. It can be used defensively again. We'll touch that again. I'm going to work on the offensive kick for the moment and talk in this one in particular about where your feet should go before the kick to get the most power out of the kick. And we'll follow on with the tutorial with how that works for the offensive roundhouse. Okay, so our blade kick, as we explained, the knee comes in, we had that tuck in, and the foot that's on the ground must turn away from the kick. If my kick is going this way, my foot's got to go that way. And I push, it's not so much a flick, it's a push from the hip. So from here, as that comes in, tuck and push through. Okay, and you pull it back in again. To get the best power on that as an offensive or an attacking kick, there's a little step comes before it. And it's like so. I'm going to get my feet into camera view here. Let's just tilt the camera slightly so make sure you can see my feet. Okay. From here, okay, the knee is going to tuck and we're going to push out. This foot here, that was our balance foot, our defensive foot. It's going to use as our catapult now. Again, it's a part of the leg that's furthest away. It takes a step behind. In, knee comes up, and we push through. So it's step, lift, push, back in. Okay, let's try that twice. Ready? Foot that's behind, guard is up, sideways on, step. It comes behind the other foot, step, lift. Now this is the balance foot again. We've just moved it. Push through, back in and down. Once more. Step, lift, push through, back in and down. When that's done fast, you're in that spare arena. Hey, yes, and back. Little step in, two, yes. Okay, let's try two more of those. So instead of that step, get a little 1, 2. Okay, ready? And each, ice, back in. Knee, ice, back in. Okay, from the other side, do it slowly. Gonna have my back turned this time. Okay, from here, step, lift, push, pull back in, back out. Okay, twice more. Get it up, step behind, lift the knee, push through, pull it back in, step down. Once more, step, lift, push, back in and down. Last one, step, lift, push, back in, come down. Okay, let's do it with speed now. 3 of them. Ready? Each, ice, and back. Knee, ice, and back. Side, ice, and back. Good. Now, we're not going to overload you with a lot more on footwork because defensive kicks and offensive kicks, you have to readjust where your feet are. It's not just about the strike of the foot. A lot of the standing leg becomes very important. So just a little recap. Remember, defensive kick, we're moving backwards. You've got to step back like that T stance. Okay? It's like cocking back the hammer on a gun, ready to fire. Step, there's the leg cocked back in. We step, knee comes up, and either flicks out forward or defensive round and back to the side. Okay? With our offensive straight kick, we'll deal with the offensive roundhouse in another tutorial. Offensive straight kick, lift up again, drop back slightly, put all the weight in that back leg, but then it's that jump. And strength of that back leg is important. And that's where our horse stance builds strength in the muscle. And that's why we sit low in our stance. Everybody goes, oh God, my legs are so sore. Why are we down this stance? It's because it strengthens these, it strengthens here, strengthens there. But when you do have to fire that kick from there up, nice, pushing through the teep. And finally, same thing on defensive, offensive side kick or blade kick. We step behind, then this becomes a balance. We pull all this in, muscles are tightened up, ready to fire. The big last knee comes up, push, back in and down. So when we step across, ice, back in and down. And that's basic work on offensive and defensive kicks. Make sure after this one's over, comment on the groups that you've been in. If you're on our Facebook feed, come back to them on YouTube as much as you can. Keep practicing and go on. Our next tutorial is on kata, on the full length of blocking form, followed by 2 punch defense technique tutorial after that. So as each one finishes, log out on the Facebook feed, come back on to the next one. Okay, thumb up, arigato, sayonara, well done.